What's up, fighting fans? This is from the Fight IQ channel. Today we're coming back to you for another episode of the Fight IQ show. The concept stayed the same. I will start by ranking the top 5 fights that happened last weekend, breaking them down a little bit, and tell you why you should have watched them. This week we had the No Chair UFC, One Friday Fights 33, Octagon 46, and the Lopez vs Gonzalez boxing fight. To make this ranking, I was respecting the following criteria: excitement, duration of the fight, position level, and the way to finish the fight. After that, I'll be digging into the top 5 fights that will happen next weekend. So let's get to it. Number 5, Tracy Cortez vs Jasmine Jasudavicius, a fight from the Noche UFC prelims. Tracy Cortez seemed really happy to be back and confident in her walk-in. Regarding the fight, amazing first round from Cortez, who showed that she had the better striking as well as the speed advantage. She found her rhythm and Jasudavicius couldn't find a solution to stop her. But in the second round, the table turned, Jasudavicius started to wrestle, negating the advantages from Cortez. It was now 1-1 heading to the third and final round. It was a close round, Jasudavicius mixing things up a little bit between wrestling and striking, Cortez getting tired, maybe a little bit of cage rust, but giving everything and doing the most damage. Funny thing, Jasmine grabbed Cortez's hair to hit her with a knee. The referee didn't see it, but Cortez called Jasudavicius on that, the fight getting even more heated. Cortez got the win via decision. She was really happy and emotional during the interview. It's great to see one of UFC best prospect coming back after a long absence, and I can't wait to see her fight again. Number 4, Lupita Godinez vs Elise Reed, a fight from the Noche UFC prelims. This one blew my mind, guys. It was a one-way fight for sure, but what a performance from Godinez. She dominated in every compartment of the game. She had better striking, faster and more powerful, awesome wrestling, showed a lot of techniques, power and good conditioning as she never slowed down. She literally lifted Reed up and smashed her down a few times. When she was on the ground, she always was dominant and showcasing her ground and pound. In the first round, she tapped in an armbar, and if not for Reed's incredible flexibility and willingness, she would have finished the fight then. But she was more successful in the second round, finishing her opponent with a rear naked choke. A great performance, and I'm really curious to see her against tougher position in the near future. Number 3, Kevin Holland vs Jack Della Maddalena, the co-main event of the Noche UFC. I was really excited about that one. I think that Holland is a really entertaining fighter, and I was really happy that he would face a tough guy like Della Maddalena. First thing first, it was a nice fight, but not the amazing fight I was picturing. I felt something was off with Kevin Holland. I don't know if it was his weight cut or something, but he didn't have much power. The 3 rounds were similar, Della Maddalena moving forward with a close guards, cutting the distance, and launching powerful punches to Holland. Kevin never got seriously hurt though and was always in the fight. He also was kicking Della Maddalena a lot, mixing leg kicks and eye kicks but without power, just touching him. In the end, JDM did the most damage. It seemed that he really wanted to finish the fight, whilst Holland was just kinda marking points. Jack Della Maddalena got this one by unanimous decision. You could see Holland being unhappy when he didn't get his hand raised, but I felt it was clear that he lost. I hope he will bounce back because I really like him and is a great fighter. JDM keeps climbing the ranking from the welterweight division. Number 2, Roman Kopylov vs Josh Fremd. It was a fight in the prelims of the Noche UFC. What another flawless performance from Kopylov. I was not surprised that Kopylov got the win. It was my favorite in the preview, but the way he did it was amazing. Let's state something first. Fremd is badass and a really tough opponent. Now that's being said, let's break that fight down a little bit. It was a nice matchup where Fremd was the most active fighter and Kopylov the most efficient. A lot of shots were sent by Fremd, but Kopylov was really good at making him miss and at protecting himself. He resisted the pressure really well and was touching Fremd with almost every strikes. The strikes were powerful and there was also a lot of variety in it. Heavy middle kicks or high kicks, mean punching combinations. It was also causing a lot of issues to Fremd, and right before the end of the first round, Kopylov broke Fremd's nose with a spinning elbow. After that, it was hard to keep going for Fremd. A lot of blood coming from his nose and breathing only with his mouth wide open. Kopylov kept going at him steady, without rushing, alternating strikes to the head and to the body, and finally finished Fremd with a powerful punch to the liver. Great win for Kopylov, his 4th win in a row by KO or TKO. I hope the UFC learned their lesson and that they will make him fight a ranked middleweight next. And please Dana, no more prelims for him. And number 1, Alexa Grasso vs Valentina Shevchenko. What a crazy fight. It was the main event of the Noche UFC and best fight of the weekend for me. And one of the best this year for sure. As soon as Shevchenko walked in, you could see she was locked in and focused already. Same thing when Grasso entered the octagon, she acted like a champ. Now, let's talk about the content of the fight. For the first 2 rounds, Shevchenko was finding her rhythm, doing a lot of damage with her striking. She was also mixing things up with a bit of wrestling and attempted some submissions. You could really tell she was in a zone and determined to get her belt back. But in the 3rd round, Grasso came back to the surface, starting to hit Shevchenko back and with success. At that moment, I added 2-1 for Shevchenko. Now that's where I'm a bit disagreeing with the judges. Round 4 was really close, both fighters were showing a lot of good stuff, but I do think that Shevchenko showed more than Grasso, whilst the judge gave it to the defending champ. Round 5 was a no-brainer for me. Grasso snatched that one with a lot of control time on the ground and she was close to finish Shevchenko. That's where we have a lot of controversy. The fight ended in a draw because one of the judges gave the last round to Grasso with a 10-8, which meant that Grasso completely dominated round 5 in his opinion. But that's not what happened, so during the post-fight interview, you could feel how bitter Shevchenko was because of the result. Grasso remains the champ as she was not defeated. The result might be hard to swallow for both fighters who thought they won, but the fight was amazing and so close it could have been given either way without being a robbery. High level MMA there, definitely a fight to watch and rewatch. Also, to mention this week, Lopez vs Gonzalez boxing fight was really entertaining. A lot of heart from both fighters, a lot of hard hits back and forth, and a really fun fight to watch. Lopez kept his belt by the way. Knudsen made her debut in the UFC after winning a contract during the Dana White Contender Series and completely dominated her opponent, securing a win via unanimous decision. Rosas Jr. won via TKO in 54 seconds. What a way to bounce back. Charlie Campbell impressed me with a great win via knockout during his UFC debut. And now the top 5 fights for the coming weekend. Number 5, Bryce Mitchell vs Dan Ige, co-main event of the UFC Fight Night at the Las Vegas Apex. Interesting matchup between 2 top 15 featherweight. Mitchell is coming off his only UFC defeat where he was completely dominated and then submitted by Ilia Topuria. Mitchell being mostly a grappler, I guess it was hard to swallow for him and I'm interested to see in what state of mind he will come back. To face him, 50k Ige, one of the toughest from this weight class. He is on a 2-fight win streak, both in 2023. Ige is more of a striker, he is known for being durable and hard to finish. The key to this fight is for Mitchell to regain confidence in himself and his grappling. I actually see him coming back to make a statement and I think he will submit Dan Ige, which was never done before. Number 4, Mansour Barnaoui vs JJ Wilson. A fight from the Bellator 299 prelims. I'm so excited for this one, especially because I know I will see it live. Barnaoui is one of France's best talents and is coming back for his 3rd appearance inside the Bellator organization. For now, he has 1 win by submission and 1 defeat via decision against Brent Primus during the lightweight Grand Prix. Facing him, JJ Wilson, a pure product from the Bellator where he fought 9 times, winning 8 times. I do think this fight will be a banger. Both fighters have a high ratio of finishes. So both fighters are complete as you can see. I think and hope that Barnaoui will win with a finish. I think that he is tougher and that he fought better opposition during his career than Wilson. Number 3, Rodtang vs Superlek. Main event of the One Friday Fights 34. It will be for the flyweight Muay Thai world title. I got the chills guys, this is the cream of Muay Thai. You cannot do better than that. Rodtang is one of the toughest fighters I've ever seen and he will defend his belt against one of the most technical strikers in the world. Kickboxing flyweight world champion Superlek who will try to be the champion in Muay Thai as well. Superlek is not only technical, he is also powerful as he comes off 3-fight win streak via KO. Great challenge for Rodtang who stays on a 4-fight win streak, his last one being a knockout as well. I would give Rodtang as a winner, his aggressive style favorizing him with the Muay Thai rules, but I see the fight going the distance though. Number 2, Johnny Eblen vs Fabian Edwards, main event of the Bellator 299 for the middleweight championship. The cherry on the cake of my coming Saturday night in Dublin. Can't wait to see this one live at the Tree Arena. Johnny Eblen will defend his belt and his undefeated record. 2nd title defense since snatching the belt from Gegard Mousasi in June of 2022. Facing him, Fabian Edwards, who is on a 3-fight win streak against Lyoto Machida, Charlie Ward and Gegard Mousasi in May. It's an interesting fight. Eblen is a formidable wrestler, he trains with tough guy at the American top team and he usually wins in a dominant fashion. Edwards has more finishes, 4 KOs and 3 subs in 12 wins. He had trouble in the past against good wrestlers like Austin Vanderford. I think Eblen will keep his belt and undefeated record, winning via decision and dominating with his grappling. Number 1. Rafael Fiziev vs Mateusz Gamrot. Main event of the UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. It's one of the last steps for these guys to get to a title fight. Fiziev is ranked number 6 and Gamrot number 7 in the lightweight division. Toughest guys you can find in there. Fiziev is coming off a loss to Justin Gaethje via unanimous decision in what was a total war and one of the most spectacular fights this year. Before that, he was on a 6-fight win streak including 3 KOs. Then you have Gamrot, 5-2 inside the UFC with 3 finishes. In his last 3 bouts, he won against Tsarukyan and Jalen Turner, but lost against Dariush via decision. It's a striker versus grappler matchup, but I have the feeling that both have enough skills in their domain to keep the fight where they want to. Fiziev is announced as a slight favorite, and that's also the way I see it. I would even go crazy by saying Fiziev by knockout. Also, Dana White's Contender Series Week 7 is coming with new prospect to keep an eye on. Zhang vs Choice on Saturday 23rd for the WBO heavyweight interim title. This one is pretty interesting. One Friday Fights 34 on Friday 22nd to keep an eye on if you love Muay Thai. BKFC 50 on Friday 22nd. I'll keep an eye on it. And also next week the video will be a bit different as it will be a vlog from our trip to Dublin for Bellator 299. So that's a wrap for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If that's the case, please give a hard punch to that subscribe button to be aware of any new releases. Also, let me know in the comment what you thought about the crazy fight we had last weekend and what are you expecting from the coming matchups. Enjoy the fights, I'll see you next week.